Hi there, I'm your English coach, Christina, and welcome to Speak English with Christina, where you'll learn American culture and business know-how to become confident in English. We're in week 3 of our summer school revision sessions, and this week it's all about comprehension and pronunciation. When you're not struggling to catch the words in a conversation, when you can just listen, understand, and feel comfortable, your life in English becomes richer. Even as the conversation becomes more animated or deeper, and Americans speak fast with colloquial expressions, you feel excited that you can follow. Even better, you don't even notice because you're just understanding as you would in your native language. And it's easy. And you feel, hey, I can do this. You're not ashamed or frustrated or lost because you can't follow. So these 3 episodes will help you move closer to that feeling by improving your comprehension and your pronunciation. Let's go. Expressions like get to, get across, and get on with, we use these expressions all the time. We thought that you guys would enjoy this episode on phrasal verbs with get. And our first phrasal verb today is to get to or to get into. And this verb means to arrive at a place. In casual conversation, it's a lot more common to say get to or get into. I get into New York at 3 o'clock. What time do you usually get into work? Or what time do you usually get to work? Me, I usually get to work around 7:30 or 8. And you? The expression get back means to return to a place. Earlier, you learned get to arrive. Well, if you get into work at 8, maybe you get back home at 6. And there are also other definitions of to get back, but this one, to return to a place, is probably the most common. Here, we're talking about the figurative sense of to get across, which is to communicate. We often use this as part of the chunk to get your message across, to communicate your message. Maybe you feel like it's hard to get your precise message across in English because you lack vocabulary. Or you want to get your message across quickly, but you have to think to find your words. Well, now you know one more expression to get your message across, to communicate your message. To get on with something means to proceed with or to continue. Do you sometimes feel that your English is a little too basic? You're stuck using simple sentences. Well, guess what? Today's episode on link words, also called connectors, is going to up your English game and help you sound more sophisticated. Let's look at link words. These are expressions like especially, however, and what's more. So these can be single words or expressions, and we can use them for lots of different functions, like pointing out something specific, showing contrast, adding more information, or other things like giving the consequence of another action. I love Italian food, especially the desserts. We use especially to add detail or to be more specific. To connect those two ideas and to go from general to specific, I use the link word especially. I've never been to New York City. However, I have been to Chicago. We use however to show contrast between two ideas. However is similar to the simpler connector, but, which you probably already know. And I could say, I've never been to New York City, but I have been to Chicago. What's the difference, you ask? Well, however tends to be a little more formal. We use it more in writing and in more formal speaking, but is more conversational, and you'll use it more often. We use what's more to add information and to emphasize that additional information. It's similar to the link words moreover, in addition, and furthermore. What's more is more conversational. I liked the movie. What's more, the music was pretty cool. There you have it, 3 super useful link words to level up your English. Have you ever noticed that sometimes there's a big difference between the expressions you learn in school and the way Americans really talk? You hear these expressions a lot and you have no idea what they mean. But all that's going to change today, so you can start understanding Americans when they talk fast and when they use expressions like, what does it mean? Am not, is not, are not, or have not? Depends on the context. For example, you might hear, I ain't feeling too well, to mean, I'm not feeling too well. Or as my teachers used to say, ain't in the dictionary, which means the word ain't isn't in the dictionary. Technically speaking, it's not correct English to say ain't, but guess what? A lot of Americans use it anyway. Spoken English isn't always correct school English. We use it mostly when telling a story about something that happened or summarizing a discussion that we had with someone else. I was talking to my mom on the phone the other day, and I was like, where do you want to go for dinner? And she was like, I don't know, let me ask your dad what he wants to do. I could have also said, I said, and she said. We more often use, I was like. We also use it to describe reactions to something someone tells us. My sister told me she was going to create her own dance school, and I was like, that's so cool. I want to take lessons. How come you want to go to Disney World? How come you don't want to go to the beach? It means why. But instead of saying, why didn't you tell me? You'll often hear Americans say, how come you didn't tell me? If you want to get the American Accent Survival Kit, what you want to do is go to ChristinaRubafe.com, and then what you want to do is click on bonuses and then the survival kit. And then what you want to do is sign up to get it for free. And that's how we give instructions in English. The expression to catch up means a few different things. I'll catch up with you later means I'll join you later. It's funny how real-world English is different from the English you study. And even if you've studied English for 10 years or more, it can be hard to understand real American English conversations about food, movies, the weather, future projects, etc. But it doesn't have to be this way. Continuing with our special summer school revision surprises, we're opening access to the course Understand Real American English. It's the most popular course at Speak English with Christina, and it's open for the next 4 days. To see how it helps you decode fast conversations in English, click on the link in the show notes below. When we closed this course in June 2018, several students wrote to say that they wanted to join, but they missed the deadline. So, here's a special chance to get the course this week. And like with all of my courses, you have access for life. I want to help you build good long-term habits, and that includes coming back to revise regularly. And if you want to try a full lesson first, in the notes below this video, there's a link to a complete lesson. Look for the keywords sample lesson. But, like I said, the course is available only until Friday, August 24th, 2018, so don't miss it. And have a good one. I'll see you next time for our final week of summer school revision. See ya.